Slaptail Squad, assemble.
If you are listening to this, you are a member of the great Slaptail Nation, my nation. And who am I? I'm the Beaveman, master of the universe, creator of all things great and small, and Lord High Commander of, oh, you motherfucker, of the great Slaptail Nation Army. And with me today in the Beaver Den, sharing the desk with me, is my number two, and my number two is not here, the Swan. Say hello, Swan.
Hello, Swan.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Swan, what have you been up to?
About 5'9".
Hilarious.
Hi-yo.
Wow, that's some awesome comedy.
I was trying to be like Ron's.
That's brilliant. Also with us today.
Don't you want to know what I did today?
No. Also with us today, live from New Jersey. Can't help but squeak his chair during the intro, almost as much as a typical squad member. Is funny man, comedian, Mike Cotayo.
Hey guys!
Mike, it's an audio medium. They can't see you wave.
I don't care. I wave.
He's gonna do it. That's his thing.
He's like, that's
I
my
am
thing.
half retarded. I do this all the time.
just walking down the road, waving.
Oh, you have no idea. I waved. Like I will look out the mirror in the car. I will look back at the car behind me, and I'll just go.
And that's why you get into car accidents, because you're not looking at the road.
No, usually that's when I am stopped at a light. Notice I said usually.
Usually.
You're like, officer, no, I was just waving at the people behind me. Then why did you just...
I'm really friendly.
He does it where he turns completely around instead of looking in the rearview mirror.
Having a full-on conversation behind you while you're
Oh
driving.
my god! So I got stopped. I hit a pole once turning from McDonald's, and my car the airbags deployed. So my car was totaled at that point. The officer that came asked me, "Are you sure you're okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And she goes, "Are you sure? Do you want me to call EMS?" I go, "No, but like if you do, let's when they get here, I'm going to say to them, 'Oh my God, I've never walked like this before.'"
Nice.
What happened?
I thought she was going to say she thought you had a stroke or something. She was like asking you to repeat phrases, like say the sky is blue in Kalamazoo.
I need a stroke. Please help. It's been a while.
Yeah. Nice. Like, not that kind of stroke, sir. Not that kind of stroke. Get it?
Get it?
Get it?
Get it?
Did you guys get it? What he was saying? It was a play on words, see? Play on words.
Did I ever tell you my favorite get it story?
Oh, is this well, let's find out.
So this is a very innocent story. Years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago, I was in the car with my kid and my nephew, and he was saying how he saw The Incredibles, and I go, he said, "Yeah, I just saw The Incredibles." I go, "Was it incredible?" And he goes, "It was. Get it?" And, like he laughed at his own joke, which I appreciated.
You know what is amazing is in the brief amount of time that we've known Mike, he has already told us that story.
That's okay. He's head injured. Leave him alone.
I have a brain injury. What do you want?
No, that was wrong. Wrong effect. Wrong effect. Oh,
that one worked. It was fine.
No.
I'm like the 60-year-old at your family parties. They just repeat the same stories.
Kind of like the creepy one. Are you the cringy one? No.
You know, what we're doing now is when we have a family get together, I start to count the dad jokes that my older brother says.
Yeah.
Every time he says something ridiculous, I'm like, 2.
And he knows it too. He's
3.
like, okay, and then he tries even harder to make more worse ones.
I love dad jokes. I can't help it. They're funny for stupid people.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, and I laugh at those, and then you just zing me. sung me.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I was
I
noticing
see.
that we do, and I don't know if you noticed. You probably do because you're a funny comedian, and you probably noticed this, but you're probably too polite to say anything. But I was editing the podcast, which is one of those tasks that I have because nobody else does fucking shit on this show. That's called being passive aggressive.
It is. It's
Yes,
okay.
it is.
And
job
I was
there,
It's
buddy.
because
thank
you
very
like
much.
that
Thank
responsibility.
you
He
very
likes the
much.
control. He likes it.
Anyway, I was editing the podcast and I was noticing there's this thing that it's usually Ron's does it the most. Swan does it also. And everybody and most people can't help but do it. You know, I try not to do it, and I've warned them several times that they do this. You know how you'll set up a joke.
They breathe. Stop breathing.
Oh well, they do that also, and I edit that out. If at least the nice thing is when you're editing a podcast, when you're editing the audio, you can see that breath,
Mhm.
and so it's easy to edit that out. But no, what they'll do is somebody will set up a joke and take that brief pause because you're setting up the joke.
Right.
And right before you say your punchline, they'll give you some punchline of what they thought you were going to say.
I don't do that. Okay, I do it
love
to
that.
you on purpose because I interrupt and that's my thing.
No, what you do that, and you also interrupt because you think you know what I'm going to say.
Well, I usually do.
Not just like a punchline. No, Ron's will
Maybe
do
what
it.
I say is
Ron
better
steps
than what you're
over.
gonna say.
Ron steps over bits.
Yes, Ron's does. He does.
And
then completely takes it off on his own tangent for
Right.
something completely non-related.
and I've warned them.
He's so special. I love him.
He is special.
He is a good number 2. He is the fall guy. He is
He's a piece of shit. Did you just say he's a
Basically.
piece of shit?
But everybody
He's
loves
a good
shit.
number 2.
It's a good number 2.
Everybody poops. We gotta have him.
No, so anyway, what I was saying was they do that where they'll step over the punchline, and I'll yell at them on the pod. I'm like, you fucking! I was setting up a bit to say something, and I've warned them so many times. Well, when I edited one of the podcasts, that podcast that you were on with all of us, he did it a bunch of times, and I had to edit it out. And I was like, you motherfucker, he did it. I'm like, everybody does it, and I try to be cognizant of it. And I know because you think of it in your head, you're like, oh, it would be funny if I said this, but you just hold it in. You're like, no, hold it in.
You know,
Because
I
they're
did
setting it up.
that. I did that the other day at a show. Another comic was on stage and they were telling their joke, and they took too long, and I just yelled out their punchline. I'm such a dick.
Oh my
I'm
god.
such
Nice.
a dick. I didn't even mean to do it. I was hosting the show. Like,
And it just
That
came
was-
out naturally. You're like, oh, this is my show now.
you know, when I host a show, I'm in a different mindset because I'm up and down all night. So the crowd becomes like my family because I'm needy. And so that's what happens is they were saying something and I just yelled out the punchline because they were taking too long, really.
Oh.
And you just felt like you needed that attention for a minute. Like,
Oh,
But
yeah.
In hindsight, though, do you think they were taking really? I mean, what's the beat of time? Do you think it really was a long time, or do you just anticipation got to you?
I think it like I think I just said it faster than they did. Like it wasn't they were just taking too long and I wasn't even trying to step on their punchline. I just said it automatically because that's how my mind thinks.
Uh-huh.
And it's awful. It's a terrible trait in a human.
No, it is because even just in general conversation,
Yeah.
where I think that's one of the things that podcasting has helped me a lot, just with not saying filler words and not saying and like and all those things. But it's taken
Right.
a long time. I think this is, what did I say, Swan? This is my
5 years,
year?
I think.
my 5th year of podcasting, and so I've tried to teach the rest of them to do it also, and they've gotten much better.
Yeah, Ron's used to say right after
Well,
everything he said.
Yeah, and Tremonde would
Like.
G Swan.
And Tremonde would just suck a dick, really.
He would. Yep, just out
No.
of nowhere.
But you know how as I was pausing to say what Tremonde says, and Swan just jumped right in there and said
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
'Cause that's
Well,
what I
I
do.
just said it too. I did the same exact thing you just yelled at everybody for.
No, but I wish I would have got. I wish I had. I wish I knew exactly what podcast it was. But we did this podcast once, and Tremonde started to speak, but he said, and they like, and then he said whatever he was going to say, but he said like about 7 times before he even got to his thought. I'm like, this is killing me. That's funny, but he does say it a lot. But no, you get better.
That's subliminal messaging. He wants you to like him. So if he says like enough, you'll like him.
Well, he's
how
very
can
likable.
you not like
Yeah,
Tremonde?
very likable. It's hard not to
I
like
don't know.
Tremonde. Or
He like
Jumanji.
freezes on the screen sometimes, and everybody, when you freeze on the screen, you're like, oh, and you have like this ugly ass face. Tremonde's frozen face is beautiful every time he freezes.
He's a really good looking dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Funny story about
Let's
Tremonde.
not inflate his head though.
No, it's not.
The only thing that would make him look better is my dick in his mouth. Really.
Is that a compliment to any like situation?
That's how I feel about most people also. Why is that, Swan? Why is that funny if Mike says it, but when I say it about other women when I'm watching a show, you don't find
Well,
that funny?
I said it about a gay man, so like that's really. If you're saying it about a woman, then it's sexist. If you're saying it about another dude, you're bordering homophobic. But really, I'm just looking to get laid.
No, a funny story about Tremonde or Jumanji, whichever you want to call him. We were
I
doing
like Jumanji just because
he's probably going to end up being called Jumanji all the time now. We were doing the Tough Mudder many years ago, and it was funny because we knew Tremonde from camp. Our kids have known Tremonde since they were really little, because he worked at camp forever, and we were going to do the Tough Mudder, and this was when I was very fat from antidepressants. And so I was trying to get back in shape, and we decided we are going to do the Tough Mudder, so I got in shape for that, whatever. And I was like, hey, we need somebody to be on our team. And this was this the second year we did it?
Yes.
This was the second year we did it. And so I said, well, hey, we know Tremonde. He seems like he's in really good shape. Let's have him do it. And so he did it with us. But needless to say, here was the funny thing. We were doing the Tough Mudder, and it was one of the coldest days when it was supposed to be warm. And it like snowed and sleeted, and it was freaking freezing. And Tremonde was really, really skinny then. And his knees started bothering him. And his knees were bothering him so bad, I thought I was going to have to carry him. But so what I did was I took off my elbow braces and gave them to him to brace his knees. And he was so skinny, he could put them up over his knees.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. That was all sorts of bad. We started off in like shorts, and it ended up being sleeting, freezing ass cold fucking rain.
Yes, it was cold. But we had a delicious burger afterwards.
We did.
That was all
delicious burger.
That was what was most important. Cute Jumanji story. Do you think Mike knows that we can't hear him and that he's muted himself?
Muted.
Do you think he knows he's muted himself?
I don't know. I think he knows he muted himself because he can't hear
What
us
that
either.
card that I have that says, hey, do you know? Oh.
Hear you at all. My earphones went out.
Oh, we can hear you.
For
Can you hear
like
us
2
now?
minutes.
We were just talking about
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
It's okay though.
I missed the whole Tough Mudder thing. Like I missed how you recruited Jumanji to be your Tough Mudder.
Yeah, we're gonna have to retell that story.
Oh, did you really miss the whole story?
I did.
You can listen to the
I
podcast.
heard I heard how you wanted to have butt sex with Jumanji, but then I faded out.
Dropped off right after that.
Right after the butt sex.
You're not going to be that kind of friend that just. You're not going to be that kind of friend that just pictures me having sex with other men all the time, are you? I've had enough of those.
No.
Enough of those friends in my life. I don't need any more of those.
I only picture you having sex with your wife, and I know that happens once every couple of months now. You've been married so long.
Yeah, I mean, if I can help it, no.
I mean, do you want the honest truth? Okay, so granted, we all just had COVID, but I think we've had like sex twice since this year started. That'd be the honest, like, yeah, maybe 3 times.
I'm sighing because it's so sad. Like I want to have sex with my.
So sad that I had to hit that. Is that what you're saying?
It's pretty sad.
No, so sad, so sad that like I can relate. It's awful. Like, I think marriage ruins everything.
Do tell.
Yeah, elaborate on
Yes,
this.
please elaborate, and then I'll give you my 2 cents as well. How does marriage ruin
I feel
everything?
like before we got married, we had way more intimacy and way more like sex and just fun. And now that we're married, we're married, and it's you know when we were dating, we both lived at our parents' house, and so we would go for afternoon delights or to like we got to know a lot of the people in hotels
Yeah,
because
but
we
you were
would go to
also having
hotels.
like a skeezy affair, weren't you? You admitted this. So,
It wasn't a skeezy affair, it was a
It's a
respectable affair.
respectable affair.
okay.
He wore a top hat,
Yes.
a little monocle.
I I said, I'm going to fuck your wife, sir.
Good day.
Good day.
Good day. I said good day.
I said, good day. I said good lay.
Good lay.
No,
Oh,
I agree. I think marriage is a freaking waste of time.
Yeah.
No,
Like
honestly, no, honestly.
I love being married. Like if gun to my head, I love being married.
Oh, you'd say
But
that.
if a gun's to my head,
Yeah,
sure.
I mean,
But I do. I love my wife. I feel like I picked the right partner. I hate that I hate that sex it becomes less, like it goes down.
hmm.
And I think that happens with a lot of long-term relationships.
And why do you think that? I mean, why do you think that is with you guys personally? How long you been married?
We've been
Well,
together
that doesn't count.
about we've been married since 2020 to October
Oh my
2020.
God, it's only freaking 2, 3. That's only 3 years. That's
I
only 2
know it's
years.
awful, right?
It's awful.
It's
But this
awful,
is
but
his
we've been
longest
together for about
relationship.
6.
Okay.
What?
This is your longest relationship.
It is, yes.
Lucky.
Yes, it is.
Lucky.
Lucky. No, humans are not meant to stay married. Humans are not meant to be in a relationship continuously.
I'm scared. Like I don't ever want to get divorced.
Well,
Like I love my wife. I don't ever want to.
well,
You are a
I
brave man,
no,
John
no,
Beaveman.
no, 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 no. I think Swan knows my thought process on this. I see. I would never divorce the Swan. I don't think that I would do that. We would have to like really totally agree and be like, yeah, you take your, let's split it down 50-50 or whatever. Or you take this or you take whatever you want and get a divorce. But I don't think that I would, I don't think that Swan and I would just call it quits. I think that even if we're like, yeah, I don't know if we would even have sex anymore, I think we'd probably stay together because we're like, yeah, we're like a corporation now. Like this corporation that shouldn't split up or whatever. Or we might
You are
diversify.
such a
We,
romantic, I
or we could
swear.
diversify. We could expand maybe. I don't know.
What are you, a stock option?
I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
get some sister wives.
I'm just saying that from a corporate
We could
standpoint,
diversify aka threesomes.
from a corporate standpoint, it doesn't make sense for us at this point to split the business down the middle and start new businesses. We could diversify, we could expand, but at this point, I don't think that it would be appropriate for us to dissolve the company.
I mean, so what you're
Do you guys have kids? Have you thought about having kids?
Oh, we got 2.
yes.
Oh, okay.
No, we got 2.
How does that work?
How's that work? Well, when a man loves a woman, or not necessarily loves them,
Or
the
loves.
man inserts the penis into the vagina, and there is an ejaculation that occurs.
Dr. B.
And once that happens, a lot of people think that it actually occurs in the vagina, but it doesn't. It actually occurs in the fallopian tubes, where the actual, the egg meets sperm, et cetera, et cetera. There's implantation into the uterine wall, and therefore implantation, not a plantation.
There's a plantation.
There's a
This is getting
plantation.
extremely racist very fast.
Oh no, no, no.
Do the sperms wear top hats and
They have little monocles.
Yeah.
Monocles.
Does it
No,
help them see their way as they're
Yeah.
swimming?
Yeah, they're all running around like Mr. Peanut.
Yeah.
So we were trying to have kids, and we went the IVF route, and unfortunately, we got denied for the loan. But so that didn't work. But they analyzed my semen, and my boys aren't good swimmers.
They're like bonking into each other.
Yeah,
They're playing
they're
bumper.
like
They're
they
swimming
wear
in a circle.
helmets.
They're playing
They're
bumper
swimming
cars.
in circles.
Bumper cars with each other's heads, and they're just like,
My boys walk like I do.
They all have lucky fins. And they're just
Their one fin's broken. They're
Yeah,
just
it's
swimming
just
in
flying
circles.
around.
I can't find the egg.
Oh, that's funny. By the way, people, if you're listening to this, sperm don't have fins. I do say that you're never going to learn anything from this podcast. They have flagella. They do not have fins.
That should be the title of my next album. Sperms don't have fins.
That's actually pretty good. You should consider that. Actually, yeah. Feel free to use any of this comedy gold that I've been giving you. That's okay. Also, I will not sue
Thank
you.
you.
I will not sue you later.
You should come on tour with me and open for me.
Yeah, can I
Not
act
sexually.
Can I act
Not
disabled?
sexually.
Can I act disabled also?
Oh, you can totally act disabled. I mean, you're already half retarded, so.
Yeah.
I
He's
am.
head injured. I mean, legit. So, I mean, you know, he might as well
Have you- have
capitalize
I-
on that.
Mike, you haven't known me long. Let me tell you a head injury story.
Please.
So I had a pretty significant head injury, and I'm a veteran, so I had to go to the VA to talk. They have like a head injury clinic. What do they call it? It's like a traumatic
Traumatic
brain
brain injury.
traumatic brain injury clinic. And I had wondered why I was not part of that clinic. And I was like, well, maybe they wanted. It seems like I would be a patient of that particular clinic, so they could check on me, see how I'm doing over the years. Well, they never did, but eventually went in there. I'm like, well, let me have an exam done with them to see how I'm doing. And they told me basically that you didn't have a traumatic brain injury because essentially you're not dumb enough to prove that you did.
Even though the CAT scan and MRI shows it.
Even though it did show that I had bruising on the brain and blood on the brain and had a
Right.
fall to my head from 34 feet and had a traumatic brain injury. They're like, no, you didn't really have one because you scored too high on the testing that we do. I'm like,
So that's just, are these medical doctors or are these
yeah,
like,
these are neurologists for the
are
Veterans
where'd they
Affairs.
get their degree?
I'm not sure. I do not know.
I mean, maybe you were even more of a genius and they knocked some sense out of you. I mean, what are they basing that on? They're comparing it to nothing.
Yeah, that's actually, I think that's actually part of it because when I had the first testing done, when I first got injured, I had to do, that second test was long too, but the first one was like 8 hours. They made me do 8 hours of neural testing. And I did well on it, but so badly on it, or did so well on it that I actually thought I did bad on it when they told me what my percentile was of intelligence. And when they told me that,
What was it?
88th percentile.
He's like,
Look
I got
at
my
you
test
bragging.
back. No, listen to this. This is funny.
This
He
is
goes,
what is
he's
funny.
like, I got my test back. It says I'm in the 88th percentile. That must mean I'm stupid, right? I'm like, no, that means you are better than 88% of the people that took that test as well. There's only 12% better than you. He's like, I didn't know what that meant.
Okay, first of all, that's not the story. That's not what happened.
That is, well,
That is
okay,
not
well,
what
do you wanna
happened.
tell the
What
story?
happened was, yeah, it's amazing how you make this stuff up in your own mind, Swan.
It is. I think
That's not
everybody
what
does
happened.
that.
What happened was the neuropsychologist told me how I scored and said, you're in the 88th percentile for intelligence. And I said, oh, that's bad. That means that I'm only smarter than 12% of the people. He's like, no, dumbass. That means you're 88. That means you're
Did he
smarter than
really
88%.
say no, dumbass?
No, basically he did. He's like, no, you moron. He's like, no, it means that you're in the top 88th percentile.
Whenever someone calls me dumbass, I go, not, it's Dumas.
I'm French. I am French, sir. No, so Swan is making that story up
Sumas.
in her head because I told her the story of what happened. But now she's making it like she was the one who told me I was a
I
dumbass.
did tell you that.
Yeah,
I did.
but that's not how it happened.
Okay, well, I did tell you that. I knew what it meant.
You know when Swan talks, all I hear is this, Mike.
Meow, 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 meow.
No, I hear mew 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 mew, or I hear. She sounds like this big. I just picture this big Jabba the Hutt fat fucker talking.
You see what I do? You
How
see
long
why
have
he
you two
doesn't
been
get
together?
that?
I told you you were so stupid.
Over 20 years.
Pass
I
me a
spent
donut.
like
Wow,
half
good
of
for
my
you.
life with that.
I'm so hungry right now. Please pass me something to eat.
Okay then. Alrighty
Alrighty then.
then. Alrighty then.
No, anyway, back to the Institute of Marriage. What do you think about that, Swan?
I'm about ready. I feel like maybe my parents were right. My parents have, I always
think
said
so.
that they've had a fucked up relationship. Like literally, my parents have been married since before I was born. Like I think they just celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary, but they moved out and got their own houses when I was in second grade. So they
That's the way
haven't
to
lived
do it.
together since I was in second grade. And my dad, I mean, I'm pretty sure my mom doesn't because she's just
Ugly?
no, she didn't used to be
Fat-
ugly. Now she's ugly.
Fat and ugly?
She used to be pretty and in shape and took care of herself. But I
Fat and
think my
ugly, and
mom's
her
pretty
blood is
much
maple syrup?
basically.
It's
She's
basically
a
maple
bad
syrup.
diabetic, like super uncontrolled diabetes. But she
got the sugars.
got the diabetes. Yes, she does.
She got the sugars.
Yes, but basically she's kind of like asexual and hangs out with her female friends or whatever she does now. I have no idea because I don't talk to them. But my dad totally
That
came
would
out
be a
as
great.
bi.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
That's okay.
That would be a great bar, like the asexual bar. I would love to see the people who go in there. That would be awesome.
I feel like it would be
Just a bunch
depressing.
of pats.
It would be depressing and smell like bologna. No, worse. It would smell like
So
bologna water.
Ew.
I'm sorry. Your dad is bi.
Yeah. So I feel like he got the open door to do whatever he wanted to do, and they still hang out together, like they do family functions, like as a couple, or go to Christmas. But he lives by himself, and she lives by herself, and it's freaking weird. But maybe that's not weird. Maybe that's how they like
It
each
works
other
for
for 50
them.
years.
Yeah, like I think it's great actually that they're that open and that warm towards each other.
Yeah, I mean, she's probably
No?
warm, like probably brewing yeast down there.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
Probably pretty warm.
I walked in on them having sex when I was probably like 10, and I don't want to even picture that at all.
Yeah, that's not even what I was talking about. I was
That's-
just talking about. I was just
yeah.
talking about your mom's probably baking bread down
Probably
there. 'cause
is. Yeah.
She got the
Don't-
diabetes pretty bad and is probably pretty moist down there.
Probably. Okay, let's move on.
Sexy.
Move on. Move on.
No, I think I think it's a pretty decent plan. The problem is getting a different house. I think that so they did the same thing. They're like, well, let's not split the corporation, but they're more like if Kmart had more than one store. We're more like Macy's. See how much noise. Let's see how much
Can I
noise the
take
mic.
his clothes off again? It's all right.
He's going to be struggling here real soon. Look at him. Look at him struggle. Look at him struggle to take the hoodie off. See, this will be when I make the video clip. He's all right now. He's made it. He's okay. He's okay. He's okay, ladies and gentlemen. He was able to maneuver his way out of his hoodie
With minimal noise, I might
minimal
add.
noise. It's not bad.
I mean,
It's not
that
too
could
bad.
be, we could do a Ron's and Mike challenge. Like, who can take their hoodie off the fastest and then put it back on?
No, but let's do it where we cinch down their drawstring on their hood.
Yeah, that would be funny.
That would be pretty. No, what is so? Oh, I was gonna say, yeah. The question is, how far apart would you live?
I mean, my parents live a half an hour-ish.
No. How far apart would we live?
Oh. I mean, do I get to use your home as a vacation home?
No.
Because if you have a house like on a lake
That's
somewhere,
that was my plan, was to get a house on the lake. I'm like, I'll just get a house on the lake somewhere.
then we could house swap. or I could come visit.
Well, the whole point is that you're a slob, and why would I want to house swap with you? Because then my
You would
house
come
would
over
be
and clean my
pristine.
house.
My house would be pristine, and then you're like, "Hey, can we swap houses this week?" And I'm like, "Sure." And you come into my house and it's super clean, and then I come back here and it's fucking trashed.
I mean, then you would come clean my house. That would be great. And then I would have a nice clean house to go to. Then you could come back and clean. You enjoy cleaning.
No, I
Yes,
enjoy
you do.
order, but I don't enjoy cleaning. I enjoy order.
No, you said you wanted a mop. Like, he literally
For
bought one of those.
Christmas?
Not for Christmas, but he literally bought one of those, like, janitor mop with the bucket and, like, the, so he could, like, mop. Like high school janitor
You're a
mop.
wild man, Beeve. You're a wild man.
She's being janitorist right now, and I don't think that I appreciate it.
But you liked it.
Janitorist.
Don't be janitorist. This isn't that type of podcast.
It's not.
I fucking hate the way the world has gone overly PC.
I agree.
Well, yeah, in general. It's not fun.
No, because everybody gets
Like, it's
butthurt over everything.
right. It's retarded. Let's call it retarded.
Yeah.
We're talking about 80s when we say retarded. We're talking about how we said things in the 80s.
You're like, that's gay.
Right.
And now you can't even
Retarded.
say that anymore because
Exactly.
people get butthurt.
Yeah. I watched some good comedy tonight, though.
What'd you watch?
I watched Kathleen Madigan's special.
Oh, how was it?
Oh, it was fun. But I love her. I love her because she kind of cracks herself up where she'll giggle while she's doing stuff. And I love her so much. She just cracks me up. I would love to see her.
So next weekend, I'm trying to film a 20-minute set of just clean material that I could submit to Dry Bar. We'll see how that works out.
Clean material. Ooh.
Yeah.
Do you think you can do it?
I think I could do it. My problem is, here's my problem, is I go off script so much because I can't, I get up on stage and I forget the set list. I think it's part brain injury, part crack use. Like I forget the set list as I had it and I just start jumping around.
Well, let's just put you on Adderall.
That's
Yeah,
great.
but then
then it'll be snorting it, and that's not even nice.
Let's just put you on another type of amphetamine. Let's see if that helps.
That's part of it. But it destroys the spontaneity. Like, I don't know if you guys haven't seen me live, but like if you've seen any of my stand-up stuff, the better I do, the more unhinged I am.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. But have you ever thought that you could make it part of your set where you actually go up there with like index cards, and then when you're done with them, you're like, pitch them?
So what I do when I headline, when I have longer sets, is I will take a set list of like 50 topics and I'll just give them to an audience member. I'll get on stage and I'll say, I did a lot of drugs in my 20s. I have a brain injury. I forget shit. If you see me struggling, just yell out a topic. Just yell out one of these jokes. And if I forget the joke that they yell out, I'll go, that joke sucks. Give me another one.
Oh man, you know what would be awesome? Is if you made up like, if you did that with like index cards, but people knew what index cards you were going to use, and then they made up their own index cards, and you're like, yell out a topic, and they're like, Groundhog's Day, and you're like, what the fuck? I don't remember writing that. That would be hilarious, just to fuck with you.
You know what? When I'm having fun with the crowd, I will say, just yell out a topic. I'll try to make a joke out of it, and I'll just go off and try to make something funny.
That would be fun. Can we do that right now?
Sure.
All right. All right. Let me see.
Before we do, though, I wanted to go back to the brain injury thing. Okay,
go back to the brain injury.
So, I don't know. I might have told you this. I feel like I might have told you this.
You're
And if
having
I
a
did, you're
deja
going to
vu
make
moment
fun
right
of me.
now.
You've only brought up 2 things that you've already told us, so that's not a big
What
deal.
what
Keep in
2
mind that
things?
you've only been on twice.
Shut
What?
up.
What other
It's
2
no big
things?
deal. Not a big deal.
Fuck you. Fuck you and your brain injury.
Just because this is
So,
88th percentile, what's your percent?
Oh.
Jesus.
I don't know. So my whole family is good at math. Like, except for me, my whole family, like my brother, my sister, my cousins, like everyone in my family is really good at math. I struggled. Like, I can do long division and long multiplication in my head. So I think I have a basis for it, but I struggle with math. And I think it's because of the brain injury. Like, there's a thought there that it might be because of the brain injury. And I went to my mother one day over the summer before she died. And I said, Mom, I was thinking, do you think the reason I'm bad at math is because of the car accident and my brain injury? And she goes, no, you were always bad at math, even before the accident. I was 18 months old in this accident.
So
She's
your
like,
mom's got jokes.
She's like,
That's
everybody else was
beautiful.
really good at math at 18 months. You were terrible.
My mom was so upset that we all started laughing because she was dead ass serious.
That's pretty
That is
funny.
pretty funny. So did she? I mean,
So
did it ever dawn
I
on her
didn't
why you
tell you
guys were
that
laughing?
story, but
No, you
No,
didn't. But
you
that
didn't.
story's fucking funny.
oh, good, good.
Trying to think, you're like, yeah, well,
Yeah,
most people are really good at math at 18 months.
yeah.
You're
I
like,
was 18 months.
Oh my goodness.
like,
That poor
maybe
lady.
Einstein.
That poor lady. Bless her heart.
Einstein did bad at math,
I
I
know.
think.
Oh, that's funny. Was that the only thing you were going to tell us about the brain injury?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
impressed that we both remembered that you were going to talk about the brain injury. Actually, now we get down to it. Now I forgot what I was going to talk about. Oh, I wanted to
We
yell out a
were,
topic for you to see if you could say
yeah,
something funny about it. Chili
yep.
peppers.
Chili peppers. Like, okay, red hot chili peppers. They're a good group. Red hot chili peppers in your mouth, they're fucking awful. Have you ever tried? Like, d- I once peed myself when I ate a red hot chili pepper. I would have shit myself too, except the bathroom was right next to me. Like, so I could go on, but you're not paying me. So,
Harsh.
Hey, you're part of the squad. That's part of the thing.
We're allowed to get your jokes for
You're
free.
use your jokes for free.
Oh.
I mean, at
so
least you didn't
that's
say that
that.
somebody else ate a bunch of red hot chili peppers and then the following day you banged them and then got,
Oh my God.
red hot
So
penis, red hot pepper penis.
I told you about the Indian guy, right?
What? No.
No.
Oh, this ought to be.
No?
No.
No.
So when I was in my 20s, I lived in a one bedroom, a huge one bedroom in Brooklyn. And I got off the train, and there was this cute 22-year-old Indian guy who lived in my neighborhood. And we made eyes at each other, and I brought him home, and I ended up fucking him. And my apartment smelled of curry for like 5 days.
Well,
It was very good.
I guess that answers my question.
What
What?
was your question?
Arrow or dot?
Oh no. That's not PC.
God.
No.
I see. That saying for me is red dot or feather.
This is better than mine. Again, members of the great Slaptail Nation, you will never learn anything. You will probably be offended.
He was so cute and he smelled so currylicious.
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 Well,
Back to marriage.
back to marriage.
Back to marriage. I feel like there's nothing that can be done sometimes. Is it who's that one comedian? It's really freaking funny. Has a big head. George Lopez. Sorry, George. You do have a big head. I'm sorry. It's really big. It's very large. But he has a joke where he says that it's basically like he's saying, as you get older, you end up getting the same haircut and you dress the same and you just go travel and you don't have sex anymore. It's probably true.
Mhm.
You start to look exactly
Yeah.
alike.
Are we starting to look alike?
No, I'm just
No.
saying that it's
No,
I-
you don't. No.
No. Okay, good. Thank you.
no, I just keep getting better looking.
Yes, you do.
It's a curse. I don't know what I'm going to do about it. It just every day I get up and I'm like, God, am I gonna start to look as old as the Swan? Is it?
It's that magic mirror I
I'm
got
gonna
you.
start letting myself
Wow.
go. I'm gonna start letting myself go like she does.
Do you
or-
tell him he's vain?
No, I let him live in himself because I know his deep down inside his self esteem is like this big, like baby tiny.
Oh,
Yeah,
my wife tells me I'm vain all the time.
it's all right. I mean, I feel like I used to be pretty vain. I can honestly tell you that I did not repeat an outfit my entire 2 years of nursing school.
Yeah, she was hot then. Get some of that vanity back would be nice.
Well, didn't they make you wear scrubs?
No, not like to class, to like
Oh.
clinical stuff, yeah, but like to school, I'm pretty sure I did not repeat an outfit.
I remember the one time that they got a talking to because of how they were dressed into our psych rotation.
Me?
You and the others, remember they said you guys' shirts were too short.
Oh, I don't know.
You don't remember that?
No.
They're like, yeah, you guys are dressing a little provocatively for your psych rotation.
Oh,
You don't remember that? I remember
No.
that. I was bummed. I was like, oh man, that means they're gonna start like dressing more conservatively.
it wasn't that the shirts were too short. It was the pants were too low. Like the thongs hung out.
Basically the same thing.
No.
It was your guys' bellies were showing and your low backs were showing.
Okay.
So yes, that was their nice way of saying that yes,
You're looking like a skank hoe.
your pants were too short and your shirts were too short. Pants were too low, shirts too short. Back to marriage.
Back to marriage.
You were the naughty nurse.
Something.
I was happy. I was fine with it. I was actually very sad when our teacher brought that up. I was like, why do you have to punish me? Why? What did I do? I'm the guy here. Back to marriage.
What was it like for
and-
you being in a predominantly female job, occupation? That's the word I was looking for.
It was fine except for during nursing school. Because
Why?
during nursing school, the professors usually treat you like shit.
They treat everybody like shit and they want to weed you out, but they were especially like judgy towards male nurses.
Yeah.
And they
Oh,
tried-
wow.
There was like what, probably 6 or 7 in our class ish, and maybe 2 or 3 graduated.
3 of us graduated.
Yeah.
3 of us graduated that were with the original class. One of them, then we had one that came that was like already an LPN that joined us later. But actually, I don't think he graduated with us. So no, there was only 3 of us that graduated. 3 men. Yeah.
And there started like several of them got weeded out the first semester. Yep.
But then there was also like 2 of them that joined just to meet chicks, which was ridiculous.
Yeah, that one
It's like,
dude.
you guys are.
He was like a
you deserve. And
he
they were
was-
dumb
He
too.
was stupid and
Yeah.
a douche. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But no, it was pretty horrible. It was fine until school was terrible. School was terrible, but after that, it was fine. Good friends. Lots of good female friends. Yeah. But back to marriage and the dissolvement and the dissolution of it and the realization that humans are not meant to stay married.
I think it all looks
Hot
good.
take, Swan. Hot take.
I think it all looks good on a piece of paper. Like when you think about it, you're like, okay, I'm gonna have a house and 2 kids, and you're happily ever after. But is anybody happily ever after? And what do you fight about? And what do you like? how do you keep yourself the same as you get older? Because you change, especially if you get married when you're younger. Like, and maybe, like our grandma and grandpa got married and they kept their marriage together for 70 years because that's just what you did.
Well, because there was
But-
only 4 people in the whole village.
Right. And
I
now
w-
there's like
I
the
w-
internet and people like have a sense of themselves and they both want careers and things have changed.
Yeah,
So
and there's so many hot people
I
out there.
remember my grandmother said that she, like, I was the oldest grandchild, and she had emphysema for the last 10 years of her life, and it's a horrible way to die, and it was terrible to watch. But at some point, I was a kid. I was like 13, 14, 15. She said to me, I wish I could leave him. I don't want to be married anymore. I'm your grandchild. Why are you telling this to me?
well, maybe that was life lesson for you that don't settle for unhappiness.
That story reminded me of something of what we also all have in common.
What?
At some point, I was also a kid.
Good job,
Were
buddy.
you? Hard to believe.
It's-
So hard to
Some point.
believe.
Yeah, actually, my grandma was divorced twice by the time I came along.
hmm
And I always thought that was odd, but looking back, I'm like, my grandma was pretty fucking brave, man. Because she was like,
Yeah,
nope.
right?
She's like, nope, fuck this. I'm out of here.
Progressive for back in the day where people got married and stayed with their husbands who beat the shit out of them or were alcoholics or whatever because they had to.
Yep, she was not down with it. She's like, nope. See you later, sucker.
Go, grandma.
My grandparents had 7 kids, and my grandfather was an alcoholic, and he came home one day and said to my grandmother, "All right, Eileen, I want breakfast in bed." And so she mixed up some eggs, she brought the bowl, and she brought a pot of coffee into the bedroom. She poured the bowl over his head and then goes, "All right, Tommy, how do you want your coffee?"
On your crotch? Is that what you want? Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I went to go see it, and we are in no way do I condone violence whatsoever, domestic violence or whatever. But there was a point where my grandma moved. There was a point where my grandma moved back in with my grandpa, and my grandpa lived next door, and they were always like having these big arguments and stuff. I'm like, I don't know why they decided to move back in with each other, save money or whatever. I think because she had sold her house, I think is what happened, and she was going to buy a new one. And so they were living together for a while. And I went over there because they were arguing and stuff. And then she called me over there and to like cool things down. And then they were fine for a while. And then I went back over there one day and my grandpa was bruised the fuck up. Like all his legs were bruised. He was just bruised the fuck up. And I was like, what the fuck happened? And she's like, he came after me, was going to chase me around the living room. She's like, so I took the rocking chair and like the really nice big wooden rocking chairs that have like the really big,
I remember them, yeah.
Like the bottom rockers that they stick out like fucking spikes, basically. She's like, so I took that and turned it right into his legs. So she turned the back end of those legs right into his ankles and knocked him down. And she kind of kicked him a few times while he was down. And I was like, damn, don't condone violence. But she fucked him up. My grandpa was like, I think he had to be like 5'11" if he wasn't 6 foot. And he was over 200 pounds. And my grandma was like 5'2" and weighed like 98 pounds. So don't condone violence, but man, she fucked him up. Don't mess with grandma. That's for damn sure. But yeah, you got to get out of those bad relationships, man. Sometimes you got to think about diversifying. Plus, there's so many hot people out there. There's so many hot people out there that, deserve
a piece of the beef.
I don't know how I don't believe in monogamy 100%. I believe in mahogany 100% though.
Good wood.
Mahogany.
Good wood.
It's very good wood.
Good wood.
Very durable.
You're a connoisseur. I would say you're a connoisseur of wood.
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am. Thank you very much. Ugh.
I was an idiot.
You're like, let me write that down. Let me write that down. You're just gonna write down on a cue card like mahogany joke. You're gonna look at that later and you're like, what the fuck is a mahogany joke?
What? Mahogany?
That's when you know you're getting really old. You're like, oh, it's a good joke about mahogany. Let's see what I can come up with for teak next.
See, they're over there. No, that was horrible. That was terrible. I tried. It was awful.
Hey, lady, show us your teak. No,
No.
nothing.
No.
No. Okay.
Is this one on?
So this is another podcast that your wife won't be listening to, I guess, where we talk about how the
How marriage
ridiculous
is bullshit.
the ridiculous institution that is marriage.
She could listen to any of these. See, she knows I love her. She knows I would do anything for her.
Well, that's good.
She's really depressed right now, so I wish she would cheer up. And like I hate seeing her sad.
You know what would help? A Slaptail Squad coffee
What?
cup.
Slaptail Squad
What?
coffee
A
cup.
Slaptail Squad coffee cup. We don't
Wow.
make them.
Way
We don't
to-
make them.
way to-
We don't make them.
Way to insert merch on my family painting. Thank you.
You know what might help? Swiss Navy Lube. And
Yeah.
Is that's like
I gotta
perfect-
get a large bottle of that shit. I put that shit on everything.
Let's see, mahogany joke and Swiss Navy Lube. That's how we segue. Hey there, members of the Great Slaptail Nation. It's me, the Beaveman, and I'm here to deliver you a message from beyond the stars about our sponsor for this episode, Swiss Navy. No matter who you love or how you love, Swiss Navy products set the bar for sexual enhancement. There's more glide, more comfort, and even products for longer-lasting pleasure. Swiss Navy has a wide range of premium products to choose from for whatever amount fills your hole, if you know what I mean. My favorite product is Swiss Navy's Silicone Lube. Get it, use it, love it, and never be dry again. Once again, that's Swiss Navy at SwissNavy.com. And in your order comments, let them know the Slaptail Squad sent you. Swiss Navy, no matter who you love or how you love. Adios, mooch fuckos.
Pro tip.
Pro tip?
Pro tip? What?
Pro tip. If Swiss Navy Lube is also good for domestic violence, those punches will slide right off you.
Just lube yourself up. It does make a really nice massage oil too. It's very.
Come on, Rocco, I'm ready.
You're a bum, Rock. You're a bum. You cut me, Mick. You gotta cut me. No, that's
No.
terrible. Terrible. Oh, God, I don't think members of the Great Slaptail Nation do not lube up your partner. I mean, you could if you're gonna do some wrestling, session wrestling. I guess that's okay.
Listen, if you're struggling with domestic violence, I'm opening a shelter. I'm gonna call it Black Eyes Matter.
Just remember the safe word.
Disclaimer.
Harder.
Disclaimer, members of the Great. I feel like I've had to say this too many times.
Don't
We
listen
do
to
not.
anything that we say. It's not true, and we don't condone violence.
And most
Do
importantly,
as we say, not as we do. What?
most importantly, if you're offended by anything that we've said,
Go fuck
Blame Mike
yourselves.
Cotayo.
go
Go fuck yourselves.
Fuck yourselves.
And blame Mike Cotayo.
And blame Mike Cotayo.
Blame Jumanji.
Oh, Jumanji, he's not here. Okay. Well, anyway, back to the dissolution or the dissolvement of the marriage as per se as it is in perpetuity or something.
Just made that word up.
Perpetuity is a word. What's wrong with you, Swan?
Perpetuity is a word. I'm
Yes.
gonna
Jeez.
use it on Words with Friends.
Are you good? When you cheat.
Are you cheating
He's
on
a
words?
cheater.
It's not cheating if you're getting examples.
How are you getting examples?
He's just
All
plugging
right.
in.
Well,
He's just plugging in letters until it makes a word.
No, he's
Yeah.
cheating. No, he's cheating. He admitted he's cheating.
What? Oh my goodness. I can't
I-
believe that for a second that Mike would do something unscrupulous. Also a word.
I know that word. I
I,
should have known
um,
better than to play with a crack dealer.
Damn, she was about to say cripple.
I was no.
She goes, wow, impressive with those words. I'm like, yeah, I cheat a little. I'm not ashamed of it.
I can't even remember what word he used, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And it was like a 80-something point word. Yeah, I don't even remember.
I accidentally placed an X somewhere and it lit up that it was a word. I'm like, get out of here. That's a fucking word.
Yep,
I don't play.
because he gets beat too much. He doesn't like to play with.
It's not fun. It's not fun for me.
But he's in the 88th percentile.
He is.
It does not mean I'm smart whatsoever. Trust me.
Just knows a lot of random crap.
I'm taking notes for you, Mike, for your set for next time. So far, I've got mahogany and using Swiss Navy lube to lube yourself up for a fight.
So how's this? I'm married. I'm together with my wife. We're together for about 6 years. And you know what I realized? I really don't believe in monogamy. Mahogany, though, I do believe in it. That's some good wood.
Yes.
I watched a porn by that name once. Good wood.
Goodwood. Who was the star? Ed Wood?
No, he's not a porn star.
You should use that mahogany joke.
I think I might.
I think it's actually pretty good. Don't forget it. It's on the
Thank
podcast.
you. I've been doing this a while.
It's on the It's on the podcast.
That's
Oh,
actually pretty good. Good for you, buddy, you little retard. Look at you.
just trying to make your tune. Oh my goodness.
We're just making the word retard acceptable.
I don't think we are.
Oh no.
I don't think we are.
It means tard again.
Oh yeah.
It means go slow. Retard. Like as in music.
It's stunted. All it means is you're stunted. And aren't we all a little stunted?
So
in
my
some
penis,
ways?
you're saying my penis is retarded.
Well, no, you're
I-
saying that.
It keeps on hitting against walls in the dark. What do you think?
I don't have to hit it. I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Nope.
Yeah, that is one of the worst things in the world is to hit the cervix. That fucking hurts. Don't like it. Not a fan.
I don't have one of those anymore.
That's what I mean. Don't have to worry about that anymore.
It's got a brand new
Oh,
internal.
and Slaptail just took a dark turn. A dark turn.
We said goodbye to my uterus like a year ago or more on the podcast. I mean,
Bye bye,
okay.
uterus.
Bye, uterus. Later.
To all the uterus I've loved before.
Yeah. It's okay.
Do you still have a G spot though?
If she has one, she doesn't know where it is.
Hi-yo.
It's your job to find it, dude. It's your
Hi-yo.
job to find it.
I think only men have those.
No, women have them too.
Women have them. They're round. They're kind of plastic. They feel plasticky. if you stick your finger up there and you go towards the belly button, you can find it.
That's a
This is
retained
your
foreign body.
assignment, Beav. What?
That's a retained foreign body that your wife's got up there. That
I
might
like
be
playing with it. I like playing with
that
it.
might be a rocket up there that's been stuck up there for a while.
I'm a rocket man. Rocket man.
She might want to get an ultrasound. That's all I'm saying.
Oh boy.
Now at this point,
Swan, I apologize
For
on
what?
behalf of your husband.
Oh, I thought you were going to apologize for cheating on Words with Friends.
No, I don't believe it's cheating.
Oh, it's just
I
using your
believe it's
resources
using the
wisely.
good sense that God has given me.
Ah, I see.
I was always bad at math.
So what does that
Even
have to do
before-
with words? It just carries over.
I gotta take it where I can get it.
do you have any stories about being bad at math? Like
Stop it.
Anything that your mom's ever told you?
You know what was embarrassing? I used to wear, in junior high, I used to wear sweatpants a lot because I was fat. And so I remember getting called up to the board in math class to do an example with the biggest boner I've ever had. And sweatpants are not good for any teenager.
No.
It's very embarrassing.
It's very brave of you, though, that you wore sweatpants, because I also was a fat kid, but I didn't wear sweatpants because they would have had to have been too big to buy. Like, they would have been so long because, you couldn't just get short, fat sweatpants. They would be long also. So they would have been so long, I would have had to have them tailored.
So what did you wear?
These jeans called, what were they called? Tough Skins? Sears Roebuck jeans.
Husky.
Yeah.
The worst.
Made for the
Husky.
husky
I
kids.
had to
Huskies
shop
are-
in the husky section.
Huskies was a different type of jean, Swan.
Oh, I don't know.
These were Tough Skins. They weren't even real jean. They would wear out between my legs because my thighs would rub together so much because I was so fat, and they would get like the material will get thin and like see through there and be shiny because I was so fat.
Aw.
And because those jeans sucked, they were shitty jeans. But my brother got Levi's because he wasn't fat.
That bastard.
Yeah, so he wasn't an embarrassment. So mother bought him real jeans. Mother.
That's okay. He's losing his hair and you're not. It's okay.
Yeah, he looks like he should play for a lesbian softball team.
Yeah.
No offense, lesbians, because I love you too, but my older brother looks like a lesbian. And it's okay because he doesn't listen to this podcast.
He might be your biggest fan.
He might be the one.
He might be.
He might be the one.
Yes.
All right, well, I think that we've all agreed that the Institute of Marriage is useless. And I'm also not sure why the members of the LGBTQ community were so adamant about pushing for gay marriage, because I guess they just want to be miserable like the rest of us. I kept telling them you don't want that, right?
Listen, gay divorces are so much more of a better party than straight divorces. I gotta tell you.
You've been to a lot of
Have
gay
you
divorce
ever
parties?
gone to?
No.
Oh, they're awesome. They
Seems
have
like a
male
me.
strippers.
Oh man,
I'm making this up. I've never been to a gay divorce party.
it probably is a fun party.
Hmm.
Just lots of listening to Britney Spears, Cher, and Liza Minnelli.
Listen,
No.
whenever I listen to Cher, my wife calls it
Shit.
my gay day. I'm going back to my gay days. I've told you this before.
You're totally like doing the whole stereotype thing. You're like, oh, I'm listening to Cher, Madonna,
Melissa
Vogue.
Etheridge.
Yeah, I love Melissa Etheridge.
I like her too.
I love Melissa Etheridge.
That was one of the funniest moments when I was driving my uncle's Audi convertible, and he's like, "You want to put the radio on?" And he's like, "I just got this new CD." This was like 15 years ago, and it was a Melissa Etheridge CD, and he was like blasting it loud. I was like, "All right, my uncle, who's very proper and starchy is listening and jamming out to Melissa Etheridge.
Everybody loves
Come
Melissa
to
Etheridge.
my window.
Everybody loves Melissa Etheridge.
Yep.
I'd make out with her. She wouldn't
I
make out
don't
with
think
me.
she wants to make
She
out
would
with
not
you.
make
matter.
out with you,
No.
though.
Doesn't matter. I'd still want to make out with Melissa Etheridge. Melissa Etheridge, if you're listening to this podcast right now, and I know you are, reconsider.
I mean, do you want me to shout out for and ask Drew Barrymore if she wants to like give you your 50th birthday party present?
You can ask as much as you want. It's still not going to happen.
Because were you here for that, Mike? When I told him he could,
No.
you know, he could have his what do you call it? What do you call it?
Weekend pass?
Yeah, weekend pass or whatever. If Drew Barrymore, if he could get Drew Barrymore to go out with him. So
I'm only 3 degrees away from Drew Barrymore.
Ooh, do tell.
A friend of mine is friends with her mother, Jade Barrymore, and ergo Jaden knows Drew because Drew popped out Jade's vagina. So there you go, 3 degrees.
I mean that's closer.
And
than
I'm probably
he is.
only 2 degrees. I'm probably only 2 degrees, really, if you think about it, because I know a lot of people in the industry.
So if you have any hookups and you know you think Drew wants to take him out, you only got a couple weeks.
Yeah,
So
sure that's going to happen.
When's your birthday?
What?
Your birthday's in
March?
March 9th.
March 9th?
You can't remember?
It's his head injury.
Oh, buddy.
It's that head injury. So
You're going to be 50.
There you go.
You know, and AARP won't leave me the fuck alone.
yep.
I've been eating too much. I gotta go back on to working out and dieting.
I hear you.
Back in late October, I was so close to my 6-pack, and then I just went off the rails.
Oh.
You used to have really long hair, too, once upon a time, didn't you?
I did. I used to have hair down to here at one point.
Interesting. Well, you could get your 6-pack back. You never know.
Yeah, I'm not too worried.
Don't take to the crack. It's not the way to do it.
No, crack is whack.
Yeah, crack kills. It's bad. Hugs, not drugs.
Yeah.
But it tastes so good. Oh.
Mahogany.
Oh.
Mahogany.
Mahogany.
All right, people, members of the Great Slaptail Nation, don't steal that joke. That one's going to be famous someday. Mike's going to use that in one of his sets. Then he's going to send it to us, and there's going to be nothing but cricket noise from the audience. And we're going to be like, fuck, we thought it was going to be funny. What the fuck?
He's going to be like, damn that Slaptail Squad.
Damn them giving me bad advice.
I'd make it funny. I'll make it funny.
I think that would be funny. All right, well, that's it for me. I'm going to wrap it up because we're just going to have our regular fun conversation. That's none of your fucking business, Slaptail Squad Nation. Slaptail Nation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to sign up for the extra content for that.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Let me do my shout out.
That you can't see me waving.
Medium. It's an audio medium, Mike. Shout out to JD Hutchins of the Monsters Lair podcast coming back in March. I hope that's what's going to happen because if I'm giving the preview for it, JD, I'm assuming that your podcast will be coming back in March. Also, shout out to the boy, Skylar Create. He's a Twitch streamer. I think he's going to be doing some, well, of course, this will come out afterwards, but he'll be, he's doing a cooking stream this week, I think. And then shout out to our little Croatian boy, Strange Loop, also a Twitch streamer. And I think that's it for me, the Beaveman. Adios, amuchfacos.
Bye from the Swan.
Bye.
All right.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Yeah, exactly. Wait your turn.
Yeah, wait your turn.
Wait your turn.
There's an order.
Bye.
It's okay. We'll forgive you because of the head injury.
Yeah, I can't use that excuse forever, although I still use it.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, you can. You can.